right, welcome back. This is season one, episode 14 already of the cast, the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club podcast. We got a family show today. We've got the winner of Horsetooth. We got Seng, his son Sage, and you guys were talking smack to Chen the whole time out there as well. So, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Always love seeing you guys out on the water. I know Chen and I think we first started talking my first year, which was just last year, and then saying we ended up meeting up a couple times on the water there, launching together. And I know up at Boyd last year we were doing that, and pretty close on Rookie of the Year together. And it looks like your boy is about to have a good run for Rookie of the Year this year with the way he's fishing already. So
yeah, hopefully he finishes strong.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, let's get into it. We are recapping Horsetooth Bass. So that tournament is a couple weeks ago now, and a great event. We had 42 anglers, I believe, out on the water. Again, another tournament this year that the numbers were higher than last year by quite a bit. A year ago, it took 78 and a quarter to win first place, and that had a spread to second place of a couple inches. And then this year, it took 81 and a half is what you won it with, saying congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And we had three at 80 inches or over this year. So a really good showing this year. All the lakes seem to be doing a lot better this year for our tournament. So yeah, let's just get into saying how it went for you, what your strategy was, and did you get to pre-fish at all?
Yeah, so Sage and we pre-fished the weekend before, and we went back in and checked out some coves, and we did pretty well back there as well. And on the way back, we just found an area, and we pretty much said we were going to focus on that area.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I know. Horsetooth's always like it's like the race, you'll see like 15 or 20 kayaks out, and it's almost like a shotgun launch where everybody just aims out for the points or the coves or whatever. So well, cool. Like, how was the bite for you guys when you got out there? Was it pretty replicated to what you had the week before, or was it a little different?
It was pretty much the same. However, it was pretty rough start for me in the morning. I mean, I didn't catch my first fish until probably around 8 or so. So
Okay.
it was really a rough start for me.
Now, were you catching a bunch of dinks, or were you just catching pretty
Yeah, I mean, I
consistent?
caught a lot of dinks as well, but I mean, it's just started out really slow for me.
Yeah. And then when did you have a limit? At what point?
I had a limit probably around noon, I would say, close
Okay.
to noon,
I don't know.
and yeah, it was tough to get my limit. So
When you had your limit, were you pretty close to that 80-inch mark?
no, it wasn't close. I had like 2 14.75s, and
Okay.
had to get those guys cold, and then I called the last fish probably like 30 minutes before the tournament ended.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got pretty lucky.
Nice. Well, I think all these tournaments at the last hour, once the leaderboard goes out, you never know kind of what's going to happen. But um, so without, giving too much juice up, did you have a deep bite, a shallow bite, or like a blend?
Yeah, pretty much a blend. So I kind of focused on like I found some humps, some ledges, and I
Yeah,
fished both shallow and deep waters. So it was a blend for me.
cool. Yeah, no, I saw you guys when I was coming in, and it was one of those days where like the afternoon was just I saw several people just getting off the water. It was starting to slow down. I mean, there were still dinks out there being caught. Um, there really weren't as many, party boaters up north, at least. I think the guys down south got hammered with those guys a little bit more than us. But yeah, it was good. And then um, let's talk about, so you got your final fish. Did you think you had it?
I didn't know I had it. I knew I was up there, but I did not know I had it.
Yeah.
until like later on when you guys announced it. I was just like, oh wow, all right. So I was pretty stoked.
Yeah. I saw you at the awards and I was like, okay, this is going to be good. And it was close. So top three, well, actually just top five here. So you took first place with 81.5 inches. Jim Strawbridge was in second, 80 and a quarter. Nick Weatherall was at 80 inches. Jeremy Pierce, 78 and a half. And then Sage, my man, picking up fifth place. The youngest top five finish, we went back and looked at that, was 77 and 3/4 inches. So pretty good finish. And then you got Chen.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's me.
No,
That's gonna be a long wait before it gets to my name, Matt.
yeah. No, that's awesome. But hey, congrats on the tournament. But I mean, this is a cool opportunity here. Let's just talk about the family dynamic here. And saying, where are you from Colorado originally? And how did you guys all get into fishing? And
Yeah.
I
So
mean, you guys fish as a family together. I know.
yeah.
So
So I am a native. I was born and raised here in Colorado, and I remember fishing when I was a little kid. I used to go out with my dad, and all my brothers, they all fish. So we do a lot of fishing for sure. However, I just recently got into bass fishing, so that's that.
yeah. How about how long did it take you to get Sage out?
Oh gosh, she started when as soon as two, three, I took him out to fish with me, and so
That's
he's been
awesome.
fishing for a very long time as well.
I could tell. So you see kids on the water and you're like, okay, like a lot of times you got to have like a parent around or someone watching them. And no, I mean Sage has like a whole live scope set up, and he's got more rods or as many rods as anybody else out there, and you know
Yeah,
having a blast. So
he's having a blast. He's really good. He knows what he's doing, so I'm pretty proud of him myself. So
so Sage, how long is it going to take you to pass your dad and get a first place trophy?
I'm hoping next tournament, to be honest. I think it'll come soon. I don't think it'll be that hard. Because I feel like I've already done more this year than Chen.
See, Matt, that's the real Sage talking now, right?
Oh, I love it. No, that's awesome. You guys are doing great, and it was cool to watch you guys. I know we got some pictures of you guys together, but it's just awesome as your father and son in the top five there. Pretty cool experience. When did you guys get into kayak fishing?
just last year, I bought my
Yeah,
kayak. I think probably like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I bought my kayak 2 years ago, and I've been hooked. I won't go out without the kayak now, and I'm just in love with bass fishing and kayak fishing.
yeah. Are you a power fisherman, finesse? Like, what's your favorite way to catch them?
I am a power fisherman.
Okay,
However, I mean it depends on wherever I'm going as well, right? But I prefer I power fish quite a bit.
yeah. And Chen, we got you up here. Seen you out there with Sage a couple times on the water. I know out at Pueblo, I saw you guys rolling together. And did you teach him anything, and maybe too much, where he started to, you know,
Yeah,
beat you a little bit?
I him as much as I could from fishing wise. The trash talk I think he gets from his dad, but no, definitely. He's a quick learner, super quick learner, and you can tell with some people like they just pick it up and they have that feel. And I guess a lot of it, fishing, you watch as much video as you want and like tell somebody as much as you want, but unless they get out there on the water and actually get a feel for everything and how to cast and how to work it and feel what a bite is like, that's where most of the learning is done. To be honest, is on the water.
Yeah, I agree. Time on the water. Yep. Yeah, you can't replace that. But so we got a cool opportunity here. Chen, you got Rookie of the Year 2 years ago, I think.
Correct. Yeah, 2021.
And Sage has an opportunity for it this year. So that's cool. Do you guys, what you should do is probably make like a family trophy for whoever does the best at that tournament, and then you just keep handing it off to whoever, you know.
That's a good idea. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, the funny thing is we've had that idea a little bit too, with just like, going out on fun days, and we just have a little like mini competitions and stuff, because there's a lot of trash talk in this circle, as you can tell already. So especially with me and Sage,
it's pretty competitive.
I love it.
Like, we'll do side bets. We'll get to the lake, and last one to show up or not show up has to buy the other a jackhammer chatterbait. So I mean, we're pretty competitive.
That's awesome. Yeah, we Alex and Ronnie and we do that a bunch of times. We go out, it's just like, hey, top fish or top 3 or whatever, so yeah, it makes it fun while you're out there.
It does, and it just makes you fish harder, right? And you're just competing and you're just having a good time. So
yeah, yep, absolutely. Well, what's been your favorite, you've Chen, and I guess this is for all you guys, but what has been like your favorite tournament that we do, as far as the lake maybe? And I know you guys only do bass tournaments, right, so far?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can change that, but as far as the bass tournaments, which ones have been your favorite places to go?
You go first.
For me, I love Pueblo. There's just so many fishes to be caught there, and just Pueblo just was mine for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, I've only fished 2 lakes, Horsetooth and Pueblo, but probably Pueblo, just because of the fact that it's not as slow and the structure's better in that lake. So yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, there's a lot more ways to catch them out there, it seems like. We're also getting to like a different time of year. We hit Pueblo. They were in all phases of the spawn there, and now it's pretty much just dog days of summer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think mine would be Trinidad, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is about that place. Like, it's small enough that I can, explore the whole lake. I don't have to get there 2 or 3 days before the actual tournament and like piece, and for some reason I seem to do a little bit better at Trinidad all the time, but it's been changing quite a bit, and it looks like the fishing's been getting better. But Trinidad, I don't know, it's just a fun place, man. You just never know what you're gonna get into, like big wipers, big walleyes, big smallies, and then there's some largies in there too. I know, I think Jason got into a largie in there, a nice largie in there. So
yeah, he got a few of them, I think, this year.
Yeah.
I agree. It's between those two for me for bass, for sure. I think Pueblo, like I go to Pueblo the most because it's the closest lake for me to go to. But as soon as it warms up, I like to hit Trinidad. It's just like you said, it's like the perfect size lake for a kayak tournament for our series. There's enough spots for people to go to, and you don't have a lot of boat traffic on there either. It's pretty calm.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, cool. Are you guys going to be hitting Red Willow at all?
We are planning on it.
Nice. I will be there. I'm going to probably be heading up a few days early that week. I'm going to be gone most of the month for work, but I'm going to take some days off midweek and go up there.
Nice.
So that'll be a really good one. That's going to be our first tournament for the club, and it's our next bass tournament, Red Willow, and it's in Nebraska. It's McCook, Nebraska. It's about 5 hours from the Springs, but a really, really cool opportunity. I know CKB had a tournament there already this year, and guys were killing it. They were also catching a bunch of tiger muskies and stuff on chatterbaits while they were out there. So
that'll be fun.
That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. You said you originally fished multi-species or something else first. What were you into before bass?
I loved crappie fishing, and then after crappie fishing, I also did a lot of walleye fishing. Chased a lot of walleyes, but I'm also a big fly fisherman, and so I fly fish quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love chasing trouts, trophy trout.
Yeah. Are you big into like the South Park area? You got to do a Spinner 11-mile trip.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yeah, I fished South Park quite a bit as well.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys out there. They just take fly rods on the kayak, and
yeah.
I'd have a giant. I'd just be like tangled up, and I could not do that. But yeah, crappie fishing. I think that's how we met, actually.
Yeah,
You
yeah. We
were-
were both crappie fishing together. I remember over in John Martin.
John Martin,
Yeah.
first tournament of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
were both like kind of done kayak fishing for the day, I guess. And
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got on a sick crappie bite. I think we
That
probably
was yeah,
caught,
that was really fun.
yeah, it was like every other cast. It was awesome. Yeah,
And it's hard to find those days, you know. I mean, it's rarely that you run into fish like that. So
yeah.
we were having a blast.
I think I caught crappie on about everything out there, though. I caught them on, crankbaits. I caught them on everything I was trying to catch bass for, which there was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 black bass caught at that lake that year, but total, I think. But crappie and white bass were on fire when we were there.
Yeah.
So cool. Well, hey, one of the things we like to ask everybody when they come on is just what's kind of a funny story you have from a fishing event. It could be anything.
Oh gosh. All right.
Like,
Well, for me, it was when I first started last year. Was measuring the fish, and this happened at Pueblo. Right, I caught a lot of nice fish. However, I didn't measure them correctly. Either that, or I covered the eyes, or and so a lot of my fish got eliminated or like deducted. And I remember, I don't remember who pulled me aside, but he was telling me about my pictures.
I think it was Brett.
Okay, maybe it was Brett. Yeah, and he was telling me about my pictures, and I was like, oh gosh, thank goodness there was only one, but it ended up being like most of my fish submissions. So
oh,
that was
ouch.
my funny story, and yeah, it was a learning experience for me.
Yeah, I think we've all. I had the same tournament. I think I had finished like 6th place, and if I would have measured my fish right, I'd have been in the top 3.
Oh god,
It's just, you know, you don't know until you get deducted a few times. So, but it's okay, better to make it all at one tournament than spread it through the season, I guess. So, yeah. What about you, Chen? You got a funny one?
I don't. My only funny ones is when I'm fishing with Sage, and like I swear the funniest stuff always happen. Either he thinks he's like snagged on something for a good like 5 minutes, and it ends up being like a biggin, or it'll be like getting attacked by wasps. I don't know if you saw it on our last YouTube video, but there's a wasp on him, and we just couldn't because I had the trolling motor right because we were pre-fishing. But I had him attached to me, so the motor was taking us like a mile an hour. We couldn't get away from this bee that kept like flying around us, and we were just out there screaming like little girls. Like everyone was looking at us like, "What are they doing, dude?" Like, I just like, "Oh, I don't know how we get away from this bee, man." But I think I gotta let you go, Sage. I'm gonna leave you, man, because I gotta get out of here. But no, every time I fish with these guys, there's just always funny stuff that happens, especially with Sage, man. Sage is, he's a wild card.
That's awesome. Sage, what about you? I mean, you're fishing with these two guys. You got to have some good stories.
I don't know. I think the view one was really bad because it was funny too. Because Chen was trying to unhook me, but he couldn't, so he kind of just gave up and accepted the fact.
Yeah, that one of us was gonna get stung, so I was like, all right,
yeah. Gotcha. Well, cool. Well, yeah, guys. Let's see. Anything else you guys want to talk about on the fishing side of Horsetooth itself?
The only thing I do want to say is that I was fishing around these guys and just watching them catch fish around me, and it was probably the most frustrating thing, especially with Sage. So I was like, all right, you know what? I need to go somewhere else because I'm not catching fish. I mean, the thing is, like, you could throw it's so weird how fishing is, man. You could throw the same thing, be in the same spot or the same area, general area, and it's just not your day, Sometimes for fishing, it's like it's just not your day, and the guy next to you could be having the best day. And like that's for me, that's pretty much how Horsetooth went. But I mean, it still wasn't that bad, but it was just like, man, this is frustrating because I didn't have a limit till like late, probably like 9, and just watching you guys pull off fish. I'm like, dude, what am I doing wrong? I mean, it's Horsetooth. I should have a limit, even if it's 8 inches. I should have a limit by like 7 or something, right? But it was super frustrating, man.
I feel like it's more of a skill issue.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well,
Let me pull that live scope off first.
I just feel like you need patience. Because Chen would just be going like all the way across the lake, then coming back, then just trying to fish all the spots around us. I'm
What's
like,
funny about
just
that
gotta
is,
wait. Just gotta wait.
I don't know if you know, Matt, but my drive took a poop on me at Trinidad. And I remember Jason was telling me, he's like, maybe that was a good thing because every time I see you, dude, you're just like zooming across the lake and stuff, man. It's like, maybe that was a good thing. That it kind of slowed me down for fishing. But I don't know. I'm
You're,
the kind of guy where if I'm not getting bit, man, I'm like, I got to get out of here.
yeah, you're a 360 drive
Yeah, yeah.
this year at Trinidad.
Yes, this year.
Mine was last year at Trinidad.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some pretty cool new kayaks that just came out on
Yeah,
iPass.
I think you guys got to go with natives.
So really excited about a couple of the kayaks that just came out. So, and there's 2 sponsor names below with those kayaks. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see. I'd probably do something different next year though. But yeah, that's cool. So, Sage, you're young and you're doing live scope. Do you feel like it's easier to pick up just because you're young? Like you were raised with it pretty much, like the
Well,
technology of everything.
yeah, I think that also because of the fact like when I didn't have live scope and like Chen had live scope, I was fishing around him more. So you kind of like taught me how to like find fish and what the fish look like. I feel like that was a big that was like helping me a lot more when I first started using it. So yeah.
Did it when I first got it, I was shocked by how many fish are out there that will never bite.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all aware of that.
Yeah. I think that's a myth out there. People are like, oh well, they got live scope, and I fished the last half of the last half of the season last year. I had live scope. I was brand new to me the last half, and my fishing took a huge dive because there was just such a huge learning curve to know what to ignore
Yeah.
and what to really use it for. I found that for me, it was more important to look at like the structure on it, almost just kind of using it as I use my other grass, not really looking at the fish as much. I mean, it's nice when you see them on there, but I mean, if you can see them like suspended on a point, but they're in front of you, it's the same thing as looking at, your side scan or whatever else, or your down scan, but you don't have to get on top of them. But yeah, my fishing was terrible when I first got it because it just took so long to get into that.
Yeah, you and I both, Matt, because for me, when I first got it, I was really, really just like focusing on that fish, right? And you're focusing on that screen, right? And so you're not actually doing your fishing, but you're just focusing on the live scope itself and trying to catch fish. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like playing a video game, right?
Yeah, I think in a kayak too, it's different. I mean, you watch like the Bassmaster Classic and you see a guy who is, I mean, granted, like there's spot lock for kayaks and stuff now, but you know, these guys are in a boat that's a lot more stable and they're just on, 30 feet above this fish and they're just holding it there for 5 minutes, like literally 5 minutes to get one fish.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times we can't really do that just because we get blown off or whatever it is with kayaks. But I feel like it's way different in a kayak using it, but it's cool. It's another tool.
Yeah.
It can help you catch fish, but you're not going to catch every fish you see on there for sure.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I always tell people that either don't have live scope or just get it. There's a huge misconception with live scope that you're just going to catch every fish in the lake and stuff like that. And also, it's like it can also hurt, especially for tournaments. It can hurt you more than help you, especially if you're spending like an hour on a fish or an hour in a spot because you see so many fish. But in a lot of these lakes, there's fish everywhere, man. Like you can launch the north side of Pueblo, south side. You can launch to the DOW. You'll find fish everywhere, man. And it's that can hurt you, can help you, and you got to find that perfect medium. There's times where you're like, yeah, this is the spot and I can see them and I'm going to, sharpshoot them, I guess is a good word for like crappie and stuff like that. But you sharpshoot them, just casting directly to them. But it can definitely hurt you for sure. I think there's a misconception with that.
Yeah. Like what you just said about crappie, I think that's like huge. If you just want a dead stick over crappie, yeah, you can hammer them.
Yeah.
But the bigger fish that I've caught on live scope, I haven't even seen on live scope until I put something in front of them and I see them come out of the rock or something, most of the time, like if they're nicer fish, I see the structure out there and I kind of go out to that and then I might see them come out, but a lot of times they're like, especially out at, some of the lakes here with all that chunk rock, they
Oh.
get in there and you can't even see them, you know?
Yep.
It's true.
So, but well, cool guys. All right, so next up we have got Spinney. That's July 29th next weekend. That's a multi-tournament. And then we got Red Willow coming up. That is August 20 something here. If I can get the date. It's on our calendar. But our AOI race, it's getting closer. But there's still a couple tournaments for each. So on Bass, we got Josh Gardner, Jeremy Pierce, myself, Eric Ali, Alex Rojas, Chen, you're still in there, and Paul Roth, top 7. I won't mention the 8th place because I know it just makes Jason Duong mad that I didn't include 8th.
Yeah.
And then multi, we got Justin Collins. He's really got a strong lead on it. 294 out of 300 points. Alex Rojas, Ronnie Romero, myself, Lindsey Martin, Paul Roth, and Jeremy Pierce. And Spenny is going to be cool. I'm excited to see what people are catching out there. Monster pike, monster trout. A bunch of people have posted 25-inch trout already this week on the page, so it's going to be a fun one. But Red Willow will be awesome. It's going to be super hot probably, and it's going to be August bass fishing, but there's a ton more structure out there, I believe. Chen, did you fish it before? For the
Red Willow.
CKD?
Yeah, I did. I didn't do very well, so I don't really want to talk about it. But no, it was tough for me, man. It's Red Willows. I like it because it's very different from the fisheries we have here. So I mean, the people that have fished it for a while now, they know what it's like. And when I got there, I thought I was going to go to every tree and flip it and catch an 8-pounder or something. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. So
how is it size-wise compared to some of our lakes?
It's fairly large. I think we're gonna have no issue, with anybody being close to each other or anything like that. I mean, there are some spots like in coves and stuff, maybe, but I'd say it's similar to. I wouldn't say just a little bit smaller than Chatfield. I'd say.
So
just like light, maybe a little bit smaller than Chatfield, just slightly smaller.
okay, cool. Yeah, that should be a good time.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on, and good luck. Good luck, Sage, on Rookie of the Year. I gotta look up. We've got all the AOI stats. I don't think we've done the Rookie of the Year stats yet, but you've got to be up there with a finish on that. So, how'd you do on your other tournament? Top. We don't need to talk about it, or no?
Yeah.
It's Chen's turn to roast him now.
Yeah. I think you were 20 something, right?
It wasn't that good. Yeah, probably.
I forgot.
Something
That's all right, man. You got 2 more tournaments in the year if you make them. That you'll be looking pretty good for Rookie of the Year. So, which is a cool prize package on that one. So, and then Seng's up there now, I guess, for Angler of the Year with a win. It pretty much puts you right up there. So it's wide open with 2 more tournaments. So a couple top 5 finishes and you're right up there. So, and Chen, you're already up there, so you're not too far out.
Yeah, that last one hurt me. That last one hurt. I was like, man, it's important, man. These tournaments, especially the closer we get to the end, there's so many hammers in this series, dude. It's going to be a close one all the way to the end, I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, every tournament this year, the numbers have gotten better, so we're catching more or better fish every tournament or better bags of fish. And I can't tell if it's, because we've got all this rain this year or because the anglers are getting that much better, because this club is it's not that it's cutthroat, but like the competition is getting pretty high up there now.
Oh yeah.
So and you got guys that can go on the national level and compete.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. But all right, guys, we'll wrap it up here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, you see all our sponsors on the background of the page. Make sure you check them out. They make it so that we can do this and ultimately donate more to charity at the end of the year, which is a great cause. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all at Spinney next weekend and then Red Willow in Nebraska. You can follow us on our Facebook page And we've got Facebook, Instagram, our YouTube here, and then our website and Tourney X for registration. Any other shout outs you guys want to give?
I do want to give one shout out to the club for you guys. I mean, everybody, all the staff, previously and current, everybody that made this club what it is. Because when I first got into it, it was probably one of the most welcoming clubs, and the format and the platform was amazing. The sponsors you guys have and what you guys do at the end of the year, the purpose of the club. I wouldn't have it any other way. So I appreciate you, Matt. I appreciate everybody on the board and everyone that previously was on the board. It means a lot.
Yep. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks you, man. I just love everybody in the club. It's a cool group. Everybody's nice and friendly, and
lots of great guys for sure.
Have a great time getting together. So, yep. And then Chan, you got a YouTube channel. What's your channel, dude?
It's CX Angling on YouTube. So he's just
All
laughing right now, but he likes being in it. He likes it. I like putting him in when he's not catching any fish. So
yeah, we don't promote a whole ton on our Facebook for the promotion stuff, but if you guys are on here, might as well we'll plug you in here where to find you guys. So
I appreciate
awesome.
That.
Yeah. Well, hey guys, best of luck to you the rest of the year. I'm not going to see you guys for probably about a month here, but looking forward to chatting with you guys up at Red Willow, and best of luck this year, guys.
Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks
for having us, man.
Right. Thanks, guys.